So, Martin, once again, thank you very much. I've been studying in my bachelor's, my master's, my MBA, and my PhD, and I'm struggling to find a good, engaging teacher who I can cherish in my memories. So there are very few. So I was just wondering, what is your definition of a good teacher? Whether it's entrepreneurial teacher, what doesn't matter. But what is a good teacher? Yeah.
So I think a good teacher takes the best of traditional pedagogy and progressive pedagogy,
Okay.
and makes it into a balanced blend.
Okay.
A good teacher is good at conveying knowledge and skills, but a good teacher also invites students to discover things themselves.
Oh.
So it's not either or. You have to manage both aspects. And the easy part for many teachers is to be a good traditional teacher, to do lectures, to know the content really well. This is important, but it's not the only thing that is important. The progressive aspects are the ones that are more towards experiential learning, inviting students to learn by doing and to let them create their own deep understanding of things. That is a much more difficult area to master. Sometimes teachers do only that, and they forget the importance of knowledge. They forget the importance of actually telling students what there is to know about a certain thing, and that is not a good thing. Then we end up in a bad version of progressive education. But I think this is the balancing act of a good teacher. A good teacher is good at balancing this, imparting knowledge when that is necessary, inviting students to discover and take action and become an empathic human being, to let them discover the world, to let the students discover how knowledge and skills can change things in the world, and to let them explore this. This is a complex. Teaching is a complex profession.
Okay.
You need to master the traditional way of teaching. You need to master the more progressive or experiential way of teaching. You cannot only do experiential. You need to have a good blend of all of this.
Okay, both blend. Okay.
Yeah, you need to have a blend. So I think a good teacher is good at balancing this.
Okay, wonderful.
And doing that in a way that, it's not the teacher who should do a lot of things.
Okay.
The teacher should invite students to do things, the things they need to do in order to learn. A good teacher has good answers to the question, learning by doing what? And this is a very difficult question because, people say learning by doing or experiential learning, but they rarely talk about what is it then we are going to invite the students to do in order to learn. We can see at apprenticeship teachers or vocational teachers, they are pretty good at this because they are teaching for a profession. If you look at the more theoretical subjects, it's more difficult to be a good teacher because how do you act upon theoretical content knowledge? That is more difficult. I was once in a room with students. One group of students were on a vocational program.
Okay.
They were learning how to drive a truck.
Okay.
Another group of students were on a theoretical program. They were doing philosophy. And I asked them this question, for whom could this knowledge be valuable today? And the truck driving students, they said, oh, it's easy. I just go to a truck driving company and I say, I can drive your trucks.
Okay.
And then the answer is, this knowledge about how to drive a truck. I go to the truck company and then I create value there. The philosophy students said, oh, we don't have a clue for whom this knowledge about philosophy could be useful. And then I had to explain to them, I'm a researcher. I work with philosophers all day.
Okay.
I work with John Dewey. I work with, Iqbal.
Yeah.
From now on.
From now on. And the
That
perspective.
you told me about it.
Yeah.
So I work with philosophy every day. Philosophy, for me, is a very practical topic. I need help. Imagine if I could get a class of 30 students who would help me find out new things about John Dewey or Iqbal.
Okay.
That would be very, very helpful for me. And so, of course, maybe there is a bigger need for truck drivers than for philosophers in society, but there are people who are in need for knowledge and skills about philosophy in society. The job for the teacher is to connect the students with those people so that they can create value for them as part of their learning. This is not something they should do all the time. They should do it maybe 2-3% of what they do in education. A good teacher knows about this, knows that this is an important experience to invite students to, but not all the time.
Great, wonderful. So thank you very much. Very good advice. I remember Tom DeLonge at Harvard Business School.
Yeah.
He told in one of his sessions, never tell your students I know more than you. Never tell your students I know more than you. Tell them I love my subject.
Yeah.
And I'm a student of my subject.
Yeah.
My dear students, let's learn together.
Yeah. And then I have to tell you about Wilhelm von Humboldt.
Humboldt, yeah.
He was the founder of the modern university.
Yes.
His idea was very simple. Teachers and students learn together. They create knowledge together. We have lost that idea in the modern university when we think that it's all about imparting knowledge that is needed for a profession or for a career. But teachers and students can actually improve their knowledge of a topic together. There are methods for doing this.
Okay.
I'm working on developing methods
Okay.
like that. It's not easy, but it's possible. What I do is I invite my students to reflect. And those reflections, I ask them to reflect upon questions that I don't have an answer to myself.
Okay.
So for example, my most important research question is how to make people more entrepreneurial.
Okay.
What better way to explore that question than to invite my students to reflect upon exactly that? How did you become more entrepreneurial as a part of this program? So that is my question,
Okay.
my research question
So
as a
you keep on
researcher.
asking and
I
you get-
invite my students every year to help me progress in my knowledge and skills about this particular topic that I'm also a teacher in. This is very simple. It can be done. You just invite your students to reflect. They are much smarter than you think. If you invite them to be smart and to show their smartness, they have a lot of ideas that they can help you in your job of learning more about the topic you're working on if you invite them. That's
Great.
the Humboldt idea.
Humboldt.
We-
Thank you
we
very
lost
much.
it.
And